Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. I am, well, you know, we were lucky. It cooled down a little bit here, but now it's hot again. Or it's gonna get hot, I should say. Oh, where are you? There you are. It was, like during the week, last week we had, like we could actually wear, sweaters and jackets. Not really, but you know. Anyway, hey Carmen, how are you? But now it was like 68 when we went for our walk this morning, and now it's going to be 88 this afternoon. It was going to be 88. It was 88 yesterday afternoon too. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, how is everyone today? So good, I hope. Hey Renee. So, oh, I got the Saturday card up there. So today is the Pop-In Paint Party. And I am going to work on today some of the, I had started, hey Renee, hi Nancy, hey Laura, I had started some, it is getting a little warm, isn't it? Ugh. I had started some art printable, some of the Patricia art printables. I had painted on them when a couple of paint parties ago, and so I did like a squish of color. So today I want to fiddle around with those a little bit more and then kind of make them into cards, because I'm woefully behind in the card making part. I have all kinds of things that I've painted. I wonder if you guys do the same. Like you paint a lot of things, but then you need to make them into cards. Anyway, we got to finish all the steps, right? So I'm hoping that you guys can make cards alongside me today, because Thanksgiving is next week. Can you believe it? Crazy, 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 crazy. Okay, so this is every Tuesday and Thursday, as you know. And then Saturday, oh my gosh, I have such an amazing artist to share with you. I can hardly wait. Bring your artsy arsenal, bring your imagination. Not that you don't come without those things otherwise, but it's an amazing one. It's an amazing one. I'm super excited to share it with you. And then if you're brand new here, be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I just put some new videos up on YouTube. And what was I saying? Oh, follow me at Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And then ask to join our private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Corbiere-Scott, because we have loads of fun there. So without further ado, oh my gosh, Keely, you're gonna love it. I know, can you believe it? I can't believe that Thanksgiving is next week. I was just in Scraps of Love yesterday, and Joni was like, no, it's not till the end of the month. And we were like, it is the end of the month. How crazy is that? How in the world did it go? How did it go so fast? I don't know. So what I had done, hey Carrie, what I had done originally with these art printables was I had printed them on watercolor paper, right? So I have one here that isn't painted yet. So I thought I could share with you kind of what my process was. So, and then I just took a variety of autumnal colors, and I just create, so I really like this green here in the, I think this is in the Tropicals, art, watercolors from Prima. So I just made kind of a puddle of paint here on my craft mat. And then I have these other colors that I thought were kind of cool. These are handmade watercolors, but you could use the ones that are in this this paint palette too. There's a nice reddy orange right here. That's really pretty and nice and rich. I really like that one. So I'm gonna add a little bit of water to that. And then I just tapped it down, right? Tapped it down. Tapped it down. So we got like just a base of color, right? So I think I want to add some more of the green maybe. So do you see, like, this is a very loose painting process. You might have done it with distress inks before, right? So now I'm gonna try and bend the, I'm gonna leave those little white spots because why not? They're pretty. And then I'm gonna set that aside to dry. I'm gonna take my paper towel, clean up that color. Hey Aunt Mer, how are you? Did you see that did you see the Aunt Mer card that Michelle did this morning? Oh my gosh. It's so pretty. Kind of madly in love with it. So I'm going to set the, hey Nicole. Okay, so I just did, so I'm going to come back in. So I have an A2 and 2 slimlines to work on today. So let's see, this one looks like, it looks like I might have worked on this one. So I'm going to take a smaller round and I'm going to come in with some of this green. And then I'm just going to do that thing where we just follow the curve. We just kind of deepen it. Just deepen the colors that we kind of have on there. You know, the base of colors. Oh, here's right here. So I am trying to enhance the leaves and the images, and I'm going to try and leave the background more subdued. Does everybody kind of understand where I'm going with that? So then the items, the objects, the images will pop forward. So I'm just enhancing this. I'm just using this green right now to kind of enhance. So again, I'm just using a nice watery wash, and I'm doing that kind of jiggy-jaggy blend, right? Because you want like the green to just kind of blend right into the brown. The green to the orange to blend right into the green. You know what I mean? Want it to just be an almost seamless. Well, it would be delightful if it was seamless, but you know. So, if anyone was in my class on Saturday, I know that I sounded like I was out of breath, and you know what? It was the world's worst allergy attack. I think because Jeff... I use this... Oh, did you? Oh, cool, Laura. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Anyway, that, I think it was Jeff stirring up all that stuff in the yard, and I'm telling you, I was just miserable. Let's see. Remember we talked about if you want to just create a little bit darker shade of a color, one way to do that is to just add the opposite color on the color wheel, right? So I just added a little bit of pink to this green. I know that seems weird, but look at that pretty color. Hey Kim, how are you? So good, I hope. So just know that you can, just like what I think, if I'm remembering correctly, what we talked about on Saturday is that you, as long as it is an, maybe it wasn't a paint party, I don't remember. They all kind of start to blur together, you guys, sometimes. But if you, I know. So you just have, so use your color wheel. So I'm saying that, and you know what? I don't know where mine is either. Oh, here it is. If, you just need to be kind of loose, right? So we're using kind of a yellowy green, right? But we know that, so like a red violet. So whatever you have that's red violet. So I used a little bit of pink, of this pink here, because that's the closest to red violet. But you just want to use a teeny tiny bit. Does that make sense, everybody? And then another thing that you can do is, remember I have these markers. So you could come in, because these are water-based too, you could come in and deepen that, right? And that's wet. And remember we learned on one day, I don't know, that if we apply it to wet, we get a nice blend. And that's gonna really make that edge pop. So we can take a wet brush and come here, make this a little bit wet. Hi, Mom. I'm working on Aunt Dee Dee today, Patricia. Is Dad down on the island? It is hunting season in Michigan, and that is a big deal in my family. And so it's a nice time for my dad to... Oh, are they? Your leaves are already gone, Aunt Mer. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? It's a nice time for my dad to hang out with his brothers. It's just a nice bonding time for them. I have this color called, hi Jan, your card was amazing. Thank you for sharing. No, he's in the zoo. Oh, I do have this really pretty color called amber. That might be fun. Good to see you too. I know, can I tell you, Aunt Mer, this is the closest thing to fall that we get here in Arizona, is pictures. Pictures of leaves. Sometimes in January, leaves will change, but it's still not the same as seeing them fall. When we were home, when Teresa and I were home, we went to my uncle's house, and he, oh my gosh, number one, he has a beautiful yard, but he also, it was right, a bunch of leaves were falling, and you know how they just flutter down, and we just stopped in our tracks. It was so pretty. It was so pretty. And then we took a million pictures, and I took pictures of I almost put that on my on my Instagram this morning, of my feet walking in the leaves. Oh, I love that. I love that feeling. So we know that this part of the acorn is dark, right? Because two parts are meeting, right? So we're going to deepen that a little bit with some brown. Here, the same, like where the little cap meets the bottom of the acorn, that's where we're gonna deepen that. And then do that jiggy-jaggy. But do you see how this is like all the colors? That's good. That's really good. Nice and painterly, I think. So I'm gonna try some of this. What is this color called? Tiger lily. Just, you know, just use what you have. You're gonna find some amazing things in your stash, or you're gonna mix some colors that are gonna be perfect and very autumnal. But this is just a fun, a different way to approach painting a paintable, you know, to do that dip first, and then enhance. Hi, Joe. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. We're just going to continue to build that color. Hi, Jody. So does anybody have any, well, I was going to say, do you have any plans for Thanksgiving? But none of us can go anywhere, right? So, but everybody can call each other. That's nice. Or we could FaceTime, or, you know, there's ways to, we're Americans. You know, we have lots of ingenuity. We'll figure out a way to feel connected to everybody. What would we do without technology, you know? Hi, Kathy. So, Kathy, we just started out with my Patricia art printable. And we did that smushing technique, but we used watercolors instead of distress inks. So we just put lots of paint down here, and then we just smushed the art printable into the paint, and now we're gonna let this dry. I die cut this first because I love that little stitched edge. Can everybody see that? And I like when the water just kind of creeps in there, because then that kind of creates a nice quilty look. And my mom and my aunt are quilters, so I like it. This is about as close as I'll get to quilting. Where was I? Oh, this. So I have this called Indian Yellow. Yes, Jan, on my website, and Corbiere-Scott Designs, I have digital images called art printables. So an art printable is, let's see, do I have one up here? I always have 9,000 up here. It looks like this. So this is Joy Sam. This is my latest one that I just released. It's laid out so that you can make 3 cards. So you just purchase it and then print it. you make sure you download it, save it to your downloads on your computer. Then you can print it as many times as you want. There's artwork for a slimline, an A2, and an individual piece of artwork that you can use however. And then I always have at least 2 sentiments. And they're only $4. And then you can paint along with me. That's what we usually do. That's what we usually do on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have paint along, pop-in paint along paint parties. So let's mix these 2 together. What do we get? That's pretty. So now we did the dippy technique, and now we're just enhancing it with more watercolors. And then if we want, we could enhance even more with colored pencils. Well, thanks, Jan. Visit my website and you're going to see all kinds of things. And I have a special one coming out this Saturday for named after another aunt, because you have to take a moment and read what I write about every person that I do an art printable about. And you know, I have lots of friends and family, so there's lots still coming, that's for sure. When I look up and I look at this in my iPad, it looks like this needs to be deepened up here. Like this looks dull, or looks flat, I should say. I want it to have some nice dimension. So I'm just going to, like I said, I just paint with a nice watery layer of color, of pigment, of hue, and then I just pounce it out. I just take my brush, wet it, and then dab it off on my paint cloth. So then I'm just painting with a damp brush, and that will, you'll have the most nice gradation of color from one color to the next. And that's what we're all kind of looking for, isn't it? And if you have, so like this little area right here, I can just go back, forth, back, forth, back, forth with just a little bit of pigment on the end of my brush. And that's just gonna create a nice, dimension. It's gonna really give the leaves shape. Like here we might need one too. So you see that it's just like a bunch of layers of like a bunch of light layers of color. The more you do light layers of color, the more painterly your artwork will look, the more it's going to start to take shape and have definition, but in a subtle way. And that's what we want, at least on this one, right? Because, you know, on other ones we might want it to be more apparent, but this one I'm going for kind of a subtle look. Alright. This one is looking like it needs some help too, doesn't it? So I'm just taking some of this, what is this one? French vermilion. And I'm just adding it to that tiger lily. So I just want to kind of deepen that color So I mix it, then I'm going to clean my brush, tap it off on my paint cloth, then come back with just a little bit of that on the tip of my brush, and I'm just going to come in right at the edge. And then sometimes if you just let that sit for a minute, because it's on watercolor paper, you're gonna get a nice, it's gonna soak in a little bit, and then you'll have a nice, some nice color too. You'll have a little bit more defined line, but then you can come back and blend it out. And you'll be so happy, it'll be so pretty. So I'm just kind of randomly painting some of these little diamonds in here. I think that's kind of cool. So I'm just taking just little bits of color and deepening the color in some of the diamonds. I'm really liking that. And I want to deepen where the leaf and the acorn meet each other. Feeling like that. See, that's already adding dimension. Okay, so now we're going to come back over here. We're going to rinse our brush, like I said, and we're going to tap it off on our paint cloth. And now we've got that damp brush, and we're just going to come in and we're just going to blend out the edge. And I'm just going to push that color right into the line. Do you see? I don't know if you can see the more I go back and forth. Where's my camera? How I'm just pushing the color right into the edge, into that line, and that's going to give you a really nice, it's going to start to really take shape and really give it some curve. Do you know what I mean? Most things in life, in nature especially, have curves, and that's how we can just start to slowly build that curve. So I'm going to set this one aside, and I'm going to pull this one over, because this one looks like I started to paint on this one too. I don't know about any of you, but do you have like 9,000 started projects in your house? I do, that's for sure. So there's this funny color in these markers called curry, and it's the weirdest. So here it is. So it's green, but I'm going to show you on a piece of here. See how browny green it is? But then I also have olive green. I know, Mom. You know it's very opposite of me. I like big, bright, bold colors. Okay, and then this one is the craziest. This is called cinnamon, which you would think is brown. But look, it's really kind of like a dark khaki kind of color. So I feel like those will be fun to use on this. So let's see. So let's come in with that orange red. I'm gonna wet it first. I'm gonna brighten it up with this. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Let's come over here. Is anyone painting with me? Keely, are you painting with me? You usually are. Carmen, Laura, Nancy. Oh, I think that really helped. Yay, Keels. I knew you would. I knew you would. It's such a funny time of year, this year, because of the COVID and everything. But you know what? I've said it on my, oh, that's nice. Look at that. Look at that. It's so pretty. Of course you are, Miss Carmen. Of course you are, Miss Laura. As card makers, this is what we do, right? We just spread sunshine. We just spread joy and love through the U.S. Postal Service. So why wouldn't we make some, since we can't be with our loved ones, we could certainly send some love in the mail, right? So I'm feeling like this, and this is the cinnamon. I'm really kind of digging it. Because it's kind of mossy, greeny, browny. That's nice, isn't it? Oh my gosh, every day we take our dogs for a walk, and we walk through a neighborhood to get to the park. And there are 2 German Shepherds that our dogs and those 2 dogs just bark their heads off at each other. And Jeff has named them Hans and Franz. I don't know what their real names are, but oh my gosh, if they're not our dogs start looking in that direction, like right when we turn on that street, like a block away. It's the funniest thing. And then they're all disappointed if the Germans aren't there. Hans and Franz aren't there. It's so funny. I really am liking this building the edges and letting the background kind of fall back and letting the leaves and the acorns press forward. I'm really liking that. I feel like it's really building dimension. Ooh, is anybody reading anything good? I am reading the new book on Eleanor Roosevelt. Oh my gosh, is it good? But I'm kind of a slow reader these days. Don't you go through times in your life where, like, sometimes you do, you know, sometimes you read faster than others. Oh, this morning, Solomon was prancing. Keely, you would have died laughing. Jeff and I couldn't, we were cracking ourselves up. That doggy. And it's so funny because the vanishing half. Mom, write it down. You know, Keely always gives us good book recommendations. It's not science fiction, is it, Keels? That is not my jam. That's for sure. This is looking like it needs a little bit of brown, doesn't it? Right here. So you can just tap on some color. Oh, good. I just don't like sci-fi. We just finished watching a show last night that, I will tell you that, it was very good. It's called The Spy. It was on Netflix. So it was the story of, an Egyptian Jew who moved to Israel and then was recruited to become a spy in Syria. And then it's one of those limited runs, you know. I think it was 6 episodes, and it was super good, but it had a terrible end, and I'm really selling it, I know. It gave me bad dreams. But I'm a complete baby when it comes to that kind of things. I don't like any, you know, I like to just live in my world of rose-colored glasses. There's enough ick in the world. I don't need to be putting it in my head, you know. Anyway, it was good. It did make me realize how little I know about Syrian history, and it made me think that I need to, you know, kind of learn a little bit more about that, because the only stuff I know about Syria is current. Hi, Aunt Chris. Mom, say hi to Aunt Chris. Aunt Mer, say hi to Aunt Chris. Oh, Aunt Chris, someday I want to come and sit in your living room and just watch the boats go by. That's for sure. She has the most perfect spot. So I'm gonna, I'm coming over here and I'm going to deepen the color on some of these diamonds over here. Okay, is anybody else watching anything good on TV? Jeff and I were just talking about how that's kind of become a new thing, you know. Ooh, what are you watching? Ooh, what are you watching? Oh. What did I... Opposite color within or outside of drawing. You mean for, like, with colored pencils? Well, you can always enhance with, you can always enhance with harmonious colors, right? So we can always enhance with these colors to just deepen the, to deepen our structure of our elements, right? Or you can come in with the opposite on the color wheel, and you're not going to use very much, right? You're going to like, you're gonna very softly apply some color. So here, this green, this green is kind of a yellowy green, right? Because the olivey green is a yellowy green. So I'm gonna come in with something red violet. So I have dahlia purple. So I'm gonna come with just, my pencil is barely touching my paper, and it just, and then we'll do it right here too. And this is really showing up because it's watercolor paper, so that's nice because it has a nice texture. But you see how just that little bit is really adding even more depth to the depth that's already there, right? So like these little nooks and crannies in the veins of the leaves. I wouldn't do it on the outside. I wouldn't do it on the outside of this one, Keels, because I want the background to fade away and the images and the objects to pop. Do you know what I mean? Because I want there to be a nice contrast between my background and my foreground, right? So I'm just gonna little by little. I mean, I wish I could show you how little. I mean, my pencil is just barely touching the paper. I'm putting no pressure at all on it because we just want it to be quite subtle, right? It's we just want it to be all of these little things that we're doing. We want all of those things to work in conjunction with one another to just enhance our artwork, right? So like this one is orange. So orange, the opposite of orange is blue. So let's find, but remember that this is a deep orange. So we want a deep blue. We want to stay in the same, we want to stay in the same tone. Goodness. What is this? Indethrone blue. I don't know. Anyway, we'll just come in and we're going to do that same thing where we're just barely touching the edge, right? Where the orange is. Do you see how that is just having the leaf, that's just helping the leaf to take shape, right? So just so you know, girls, my mom and Aunt Myrrh are sisters. But there's a lot of Kings and a lot of Corbieres. So I have lots of aunts and lots of uncles and lots of cousins. And I love that they visit because it makes us feel not so far away, you know, especially during this time. You guys, this is looking so good, isn't it? Every now and again I look up into the, you know how when, oh, here's another little piece of advice that I need to heed myself right now. When you're working on something, you're so intently concentrating on this, every now and again, take a moment. In art school, they used to make us like get up and walk to the other side of the room. Like go get a drink or go to the bathroom or go outside and look around and then come back. When you come back, you're gonna see things with fresh eyes, because when you're right down on top of it, you're so intent on this little curve that you're not seeing the big picture. But when I look at it on my iPad, because I need to look at my iPad to be able to read what you're saying, I see the areas that are looking really good and I see the areas that need a little help. Like right here, needs a little help. Hi, Kiplin, how are you? Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in forever. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? All these faces that we saw all the time. Kind of liking that. So I have a dark umber. I wonder if I come in here, dark umber, if that will deepen that up just a little bit. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that, Kipling. And that's funny, Jan. Well, they can be, can't they? Children. That's for sure. Look, I'm just barely adding color. Just kind of enhancing the lines. And I think the thing about doing a card like this, painting like this, is that it is it's a one of a kind, right? Because you can't replicate this. You can certainly look at, I did both of these in the same manner, but do you see how different they look, right? So you just know that even though the base art is the same, every time you create with them, it's different, right? It's gonna be, you're creating, you can't create another one exactly like that, right? Because if you're doing it, hey, thanks, Denise. I appreciate that. So now that I've deepened this one, I'm feeling like I really want to deepen that one. But I'm really feeling like I want to deepen. Oh, thanks, Nance. You know what? I heard about the, like your whole area was out without, the internet, weren't you? That's so crazy. So don't waste that color. Like I just put some color down here and it looked a little too much. Move it to another area. Like I want it to be pretty loosey-goosey. I don't want it to be real patterny. I want it to be really quite organic. And so I'm just going to, but adding that orange really does brighten things. Oh, really? Yikes. That's crazy, Nance. But everybody's back up now, I presume. Thanks, Keels. Pull some of that orange. It's feeling kind of stark. Oh, I'm so glad, Nance. Because during this time, boy, we are all counting on our internet, aren't we? Holy tamale. Hi, Beckman. Are you Fanny Desiree Beckman? What's your first name? Fanny or Desiree? Or are Fanny and Desiree two different people that just share the same account? That's kind of happened too. Ooh, I did want to tell you. So, I did my, so look, I did my sentiments. I painted them in the same manner that I painted these, the backgrounds. And then I die cut. I got these die cuts. It's called Loopy, what? I think it's called Loopy. Let's see if it's down here. Of course not. Oh, here we go. Loopy Rectangle or something like that. So it's by a company called Gina Marie Designs. And if you go to buy this and Gina Marie is a small company, so please support them. And I haven't seen many stores that carry them. I think maybe some do, but I think Stacy in Iowa at Scrap Mania occasionally carries some. But if you go directly to Gina Marie Designs, if you look at this loopy, it's like loopy rectangle or something, slimline, one of my cards is on there. Charmaine, who designs for me, has one of my Lucinda card on there. So check it out. And her dies are very reasonable and they're beautiful. Like look at the edge. Isn't that beautiful? Let me see if I have something white so you can really see the edge. Isn't that gorgeous? It just pops everything, I think. Like you always want to put it on a white card. Unless you cut it in white, then you want to put it on a dark card because you really want that beautiful frame to just pop your artwork. I love it, love it, love it. Anyway, I wanted to make sure I told you that. What was the other thing? Let's see. And she also has them in small, in like an A2 size, that same loopy die. So there's loopy die slimline and loopy die A2. And her price is seriously for under $15 each of them. They're amazing, amazing price. So here's I haven't popped all the little doodads out the side, but this is the loopy there. Charmaine's cards are amazing, aren't they? I'm telling you, it was kismet when we met. And the stitch die that I use the most is by My Favorite Things. They're a little bit spendy, but their dies are superb. So, if anyone wanted to know. So, here are my sentiments. I thought I might do this one like a little bit, with a little, hey Claudia! Take a little notch out of the end of this one. I don't know. I haven't figured that all out yet. But I still want to do a little bit of splatter and maybe a little bit of black splat. I'm not sure. And some white. And I'm feeling like I really, like this one is so enhanced now. No, exactly, Keels. But I'm telling you, I have had no problems with Gina Marie's. And My Favorite Things, they have a really nice die too. But I have found that if you use, I have, my die cut machine now is a Big Shot. And there's a, what's that? It's a shim, but it's like a metal shim. And that for anything like this, like I should have used it because then it just gives that little bit more pressure to pop all these little doodads out. But, you know, I just use my pokey tool and just poke. Because I don't do hundreds of them, right? I'm just doing a couple cards. So, how are we doing on time? Oh, you guys, it always goes so fast. It does. So, Thursday, I have a, I think we'll work on Joy San again, the yarn, thanks Keels, the yarn art printable, because my aunt was a big crocheter. And that's just really fun to color. So we'll work on that again on Thursday. And then Saturday we will, like I said, I have a new artist to introduce you to. And oh my gosh, we're going to have so much fun. This one is very lighthearted and I think so too. Jan. That's what I'm thinking I'm ever so thankful. So, that's what my plan is. I'm gonna make them into Thanksgiving cards for my far-flung family that we can't be together, but you know, we can. I can send them something lovely in the mail. My postman loves me. Let's see. Oh, so be sure to bring your. Yay! I bet you'll find more than that. I'm telling you. I love to draw. I do. I don't like the businessy part of having my own business. You know, like I keep trying to convince my sister to, can I just mail all of these receipts to you? She keeps saying no, but probably because I can't pay her yet. But someday. So Thursday we're gonna work on with Joy Sand, and then Saturday we're gonna do another artist study, and I have a new art printable that comes out on Saturday that I'm super excited about, and it's gonna be named after another aunt. And so until Thursday at 2:00, I will bid you adieu and say the most heartfelt thank you that you'd come and join me and paint with me and just hang out with me, that we just kind of connect a couple times a week. I just love it. It makes my heart so happy. And I'm happy that I didn't have an allergy attack today. You're probably happy that I didn't have an allergy attack today. I adore you all. Go out and paint something. Mix some colors. Get brave. Remember, it's a printable. So if you absolutely abhor it, print it again and paint again. That's the lovely part of these. That's what I think. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. I'll see you Thursday. Bye.